everyone! So today I fell into a pink. I have never made a painting with only pinks and yeah, just pinks. I thought it would look interesting, and I also decided to do pink and I can't remember the name of that color. It's chrome with coarse pigment. I will write it down in the description anyway, for sure. But this has a super heavy pigment density, but it's also very coarse pigments, so it has funny effects. It doesn't really sink into the other pigments like other pigments will do, other heavy pigments, but it does sink and it does create some cool effects, and you can see exactly where it sits when it dries, and I think it's a really cool effect, so I will try this. I also had the idea to swipe, but from the middle and like from the middle like that to the corner, and repeat that all around the canvas. So I think it's going to be interesting. So what I'll start by doing is just puddles all around. I think it's going to look quite interesting, and it's going to give me the way of putting the paints on the canvas and tilt and just spread the pinks around. I will put a bit of the chrome on there just to really mix it and really adjust the whole thing, just so it mixes nicely and doesn't look like it's standing out too much. So I will zoom you in. Oh, before I do that, I always forget that part. It's important though. I mixed my paint the usual way. For the heavy body paint, I did 1 part paint to 1 part medium, and then I added about 25% water to that mix. And for the inks, this is an ink here. It's a pearlescent ink, so it's probably some pink, well, not pink pigments, well, Quinacridone pigments, titanium white pigments, and mica, that's pearlescent. So it's a mix. It's quite heavy density, same as, well, this is quite heavy density. So I will now zoom you in. Oh yeah, water in the colors, no water in this. I want to keep it heavy, so it sinks into the other ones and push them up. Maybe we'll get cells, maybe not. We'll see. I think it's going to be quite interesting. So now I zoom you in. Alright, so puddle pour. I'm going to do is a couple of puddles. So we can kind of see what I meant by it doesn't sink the usual way in the other pigments. Around the edges here of the chrome and the pink, you can see some pink popping up and some just spots of chrome sinking. So it's very pink, but can't say I don't like it. Quite like it actually. Bit of a clump there, that's okay. Cover the corners. Now, let's go in the middle. Yeah, I'll make just a thin line here, like that, and just swipe from there and see what the result is. Now we wait and see what happens. So I'll give you a time lapse and we'll see how the paint reacts. Alright, so let's be honest here, not my best, but I think I kind of fixed the part that I didn't like about it, and that part was that we could see where I swiped way too much the demarcation was way too visible, and it cut the movement in it completely. It was just not something I liked. So what I did is give it more movement, and to do that I used the back end of a brush, yeah, and just swirled around like that from the middle, and I think it looks a lot more interesting than it did, and there's a lot more movement in it, so now I kind of like it, but yeah, honestly, not my best. It's okay though. I think it's going to dry quite nice, and I think it's going to look quite nice as well under a black light because of the fluorescent pink. And I am a bit impatient to see how it dries, because this gray here is really pale and dull now, but I don't know if you can see here, it's going to dry like that, just a lot more darker and with a coarse look to it. And I think it's going to look quite interesting. So with that in mind, I can't judge it right away because it's going to change quite a bit as it dries, and we'll see. I think it might be interesting, and like, while I'm not super pleased with it, my husband liked it. So maybe some of you guys will like it as well. And maybe some of you guys will agree with me. Let me know in the comment what you think. I can take the criticism. I know it's not my best painting, but I'm okay with it. We can't always get everything the way we want it. So yeah, it's alright. I like the lines though, where the more lines actually. There's a little bit of lines here that I like, and I think it's quite interesting looking in the end, and I can't wait for this one to dry, see how it dries, and see if it looks a bit better once dry. I think it will, and we'll see. You guys will get pictures of it in the outro, picture both under daylight and black light, and you'll tell me. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this. And we're back! And, well, it's not my best. Every time I look at it and I observe it, the only word that comes to my mind is cotton candy. It's very pink, like cotton candy. And you know how when they make cotton candy, they just roll around the huge thing, and yeah, it reminds me of that. So I guess I have a title for it. It was an interesting experiment. They can't always go the way you want them to. That's the gamble with fluid acrylics. But I'm here to try things and show you the results I get with trying those things. And I think this was quite a nice experiment, interesting to watch. I enjoyed myself. I mean, I always enjoy painting, and even though they don't actually look the way I want them to, I can try to find a way to make it work. And I think I did in this case with this swirl all around, and I think it looks interesting. Let me know in the comments what you think. And yeah, on that note, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great day. Make sure to subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!